Hi, people. It's still Matters of the Heart, and we've been talking about married for the wrong reasons with Miss Oyinlola Yetunde. We were saying something before we went on that break. You said you had to practically rape your husband to have your ex-husband, sorry, to have your second child. Why did you have to do that?
I did that when I was having issues. This is a man that is sleeping on the same bed, and it's natural for you to roll. You know, we've lost body contact for months, and I left home because at a point I couldn't bear the pain, the beating, everything. So coming back, I came back with full force that this is what I want. So normally there's no how, I don't know how to say it, like, no matter how rigid a man is, they always have their own soft spot.
Yeah.
Since I know his soft spot, that it will not resist. And because I have cried to God, God sees my desire, God sees my pains. So it was that act, that just one night, resulted into my first pregnancy.
Wow.
And as the God will have it again, I never knew that I was pregnant until I was 3 months gone.
3 months?
Yes, 3 months gone. So by the time I was telling him that I was pregnant, like, oh, come, where you get the pregnancy from, you better return it there. Because I knew that I didn't touch you. And I'm the person that keeps dates. I have a diary. There are some basic things in my life that I take note of. Not because of today, because of tomorrow. Because I don't want people outside there to sit my children down and tell them all sorts of not. I want them to hear the truth and the nothing but the truth. And if they want to hear it, I want them to hear it from me. Because as a single parent is a challenge, and that is another thing, another challenge single parent is facing right now. A lot of us, we are not bold enough to tell our children this is what actually happened. Like, but telling your children is relative, is age relative, because I don't expect you to sit a year-old child down and be like,
this was what happened.
This is what happened. No, it doesn't make any sense. So you need to kind of, because your children will ask questions.
Of course.
Where's that? Especially those ones that are used to their father. But fortunately enough for me, he has never been a real dad. He's a very homely person. Yes, but the
real dad, who is a real dad?
The real dad, you need to be there for your children.
Okay.
You need to be there for your family. You need to be there at every point they need you. You need financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually. You need to be there for, but he was missing in all those because I'm the soul, the breadwinner of that family. Like I said, he was meant to be a graduate of University of Lagos, but I find out I was a fraud. He was recruited when he was 200 level.
Wow. All of this was kept from you.
I was in love. You can say that again, I was in love. As in, I love with everything in me. I loved him. And I do tell people that I have to go down on my knees to pray. Wow. God, remove this man's love from my heart. It was that tough for me.
Wow.
Yes, it was that tough for me. So, that's why I do tell people that, yes, you love, but let your love be.
With eyes.
Your eyes can even be open sometimes, but you don't know what is going around. But by the time you want to weigh your love, I do tell people, yes, it's good for a lady to love, but it is always better for the guy to love you more.
Men, love us more so that we can love you. Joker, it's true.
It's true, yes. It's true. Why did you say that?
Because by the time you get married, the diminishing return will always, comes in your marriage.
From the man or
from both hands. Because you get distracted, the domestic works, if God bless you, if you're a career person, you have pressure from your boss, it is natural for diminishing return to enter. But by the time your husband or your man loves you more, it will accommodate everything in you. But by the time you're the one that loves more, God help you.
And we are very emotional. And what are the signs to look out for before marriage?
There are a lot of things to look out for before marriage. Like I said earlier on, I wrote a book, 15 things to discuss before saying I do. Okay. Before walking the,
down the aisle.
Yeah. Number one thing, who are you? If you don't know yourself, it will be difficult for you to have somebody to compliment you. If you put your laptop on your tie, you find this discomfort. But by the time you put it on the table, you're more relaxed. So these are things you need to identify who you are, what will complement you, for you to, perform better.
Okay, so trying to know who you are now, is it personality based or your goals and the things you want to achieve in life? Is it just based on your personality or getting to know your purpose as a person?
You need to know your purpose as a person, that I'm going to this relationship. You need to curtail your expectation, because a lot of people are having issues now because they have this high expectations. So these are things you need to discuss to your expectation. What are you expecting in marriage? What is your marriage dream? What do you desire to have? Because if you are going to marry as in you want your breakfast to be served on the bed, and you're married, you're getting married.
I do.
She likes all the good things of life.
I do.
And unfortunately enough for you, you're getting married to somebody that when they wake up in their house in the morning, they need to go and buy the food. There's going to be issue. Serious issue, because where you're coming from, we call family. Let me define family for you. Family is a nation. And a nation comprises of so many things. You have your states, you have your, let's pick Nigeria as a sample. We have the federal government, we have the states, and we have the local government. You need to discuss this before saying, these are the signs. Because if you're getting married, a third world person, getting married to a first world person, there's going to be a very, very big issue. So you need to discuss this thing. These are things I did not discuss while I was dating. I felt marriage is just saying, I love you, you love me, and we walk into it.
Emotions.
We never discuss our finances. We never even discuss how many children do we want to have, because these are things that causes issue. We never discuss religion. We never discuss our nation, where we are coming from. When you're getting married, you need to discuss your career. Because we have a lot of people, after getting married, you can imagine a medical doctor. After getting married, you're sorry, you can't work. You have to be a full housewife.
Living all that years of medical.
There is no way such a woman will be happy with that marriage.
Yes.
Of course.
If she has been a pleasant wife, she will go gaga. She will turn to a nag because she's not pleased. She's not trained to stay at home. And that question brought me to the fact that if you happens to marry a Dangote's daughter, will you ask such a person not to work?
True.
That's true.
These are things I didn't look out for. I took for granted while I was courting. You need to discuss your anger level.
Anger management.
Yeah, it's key. When these things happen, how do you intend to react? How do you react? That is what brought about your background. Because you're going to relate with your in-laws.
In-laws. Now, let's talk about in-laws.
In-laws.
How do you relate with a son, a man that is so attached to his mother?
I have, in the course of my work, I have seen couple that before he does anything to me, he takes permission from his mom. And the next question I asked, do you discuss this while you're courting him? He said no.
So all of these things are the questions
You need to discuss.
before you
See,
say I do.
Marriage is not a do or die thing, yeah. But marriage is a lifetime contract. And it is not everybody that has that gut to walk out as I did. I lost two dear friends because they find it difficult to walk out of their marriage. And I do tell people, walking out of your marriage does not tell you the end of the marriage. It gives you room to sort things out. It gives you room to clear the cobwebs. It gives you room to sort things out. The man thinks these are the issues that is causing problem. How are we going to work things out? I have somebody on my coaching list presently. The wife relocated to US. The wife, according to the story I was told, he said it was being selfish because it wasn't looking in the integrity of what the wife was clamoring for. The woman needs attention. The woman needs all the support to push her career. But he felt because he's a pastor, the woman has to be the mommy Jiho.
By force.
By force. And she's not seeing herself as Mommy Jiho because she's not seeing herself in that ministry. So initially she walked out of her marriage. She went to Dubai, spent a year there. She came back, apologized, and because the man of God, he took her in. The second time, she left again because she was not pleased. She wasn't comfortable in her marriage. And the husband is not saying what she's saying.
They discuss about it.
I think that's the place of communication.
That is why I said discussing this. Communication is key. Communication is key in relationship, even before even thinking of marriage. You need to know who you are. How are you going to handle the situation? Now the woman has relocated.
Wow.
Left her children with the husband. Now the husband is crying for her to come back. Say sorry, she's not coming back. Because the husband is not saying what she's saying.
Wow.
I have people on my coaching list that they've come into the fact that the woman is better off to, she's very good, she's an entrepreneur, she makes more money than the husband. So the husband needs to support that dream. So all those things are signs you need to look for. Like going back to your question, as in somebody that is attached to the mom's apron. During courtship, you will have realized it, except you just want to overlook it.
Wow. Ajoke, what do you think about, because we need to round off this?
Well, it's been such a nice time with Miss Oyinlola Yetunde. She's really opened our eyes to some very serious issues. I've learned a lot, and I know people out there have also learned a lot of things from her today.
Yes.
It's just a pity we don't have all the time in the world.
We don't have all the time, but not to worry. There's a good news for everyone out there that there will be another episode of this, because the time is well spent on this topic. We will definitely be back, but don't forget to join this conversation on our social media platforms on Facebook at Matters of the Heart, tweet at Matters of the Heart, and subscribe to us on YouTube at Matters of the Heart. Until we come your way again in the next episode, the same topic, don't forget that life is beautiful. Bye-bye.